To solve this problem, the first thing we're going to have to do is combine our logs into one. So I have log base 8. Since this piece is positive, it goes on the top. Since this piece here is negative, it goes on the bottom. Then I'm going to go into exponential form. 8 raised to the second power equals this piece right here. So 5x over 13 minus the square root of x. So what I would do next is I would say 8 squared is 64 over 1 equals 5x over 13 minus the square root of x. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. So 64 times 13 minus the square root of x equals 5x. I'm going to then distribute everything, and I'll distribute that on the next page. 64 times 13. Okay, so you can see that I did my distributing. So what I did is I distributed everything, and then I combined my like terms right here. So my goal here is to set this equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract the 4096x to its like term on this side. So 0 equals And what I did notice as I was looking at the paper when I did it the first time, I missed a 2 right here. 832 squared is 600,000, or now that I have a quadratic equation, I'm going to use a quadratic formula because I am not going to attempt to factor this and find all the factors of this number right here. So the opposite of b. So I have a positive 12,416 plus or minus. I took this number right here, which is b, and I squared it. Then in my calculator, I did this entire piece at once. Because the numbers are so big, I wasn't going to waste my time writing it over and over and over again. So I got 692240 all over 50. The next piece that I did is I took this, and I took these two numbers and I subtracted them, and then I took the square root of that number. And when I did that, I got 9,216. And I'll carry everything else down. So then I found my two answers. I did my plus sign first. So I took my 12,416 plus 9,216, press the enter button, then divide by 50, and I get approximately 432.64. I did the same thing, but I used the negative. So I took the 12,416 minus 9,216 equals divided by 50, and I get 64. Well, now I have to check to see if both answers are true. And what I did to do that, I went back to the problem that said 64 equals 5x 13 plus the square root of x. I could have gone to the original, but then depending on my calculator, it's a lot harder to do a log base 8. When I plugged in 64, I realized it didn't work. So 64 equals 5 times 64 over 13 plus the square root of 64. When I did that, I got 15.24, and that does not equal 64. So I can eliminate that answer is not going to be correct. When I put in this answer right here, that answer did give me the correct answer. It gave me exactly 64. So that would be my final answer.